I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. That's a site with curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read that's going to help you find work more quickly. Now, I titled this, What's the Best Question to Ask on Any Interview and Why? I was reminded of this from an article that I just read on, I want to say the Muse, where a hiring manager talked about a lesson that she learned from job hunting. From hiring people that applies to job hunting. And let me just start off with the best question to ask on any interview, which starts off with whether it's a phone interview or an in-person interview. You starting the process by saying something to the effect of, hey, thanks for making time to speak with me. I recall the position description, or the recruiter, and you mentioned him by first name, gave me a description of the role, but I want to get your take on the position. Would you tell me about the job as you see it and what I can do to help? Now, that's the best question to ask on an interview. When you ask it is before anything starts, before they say anything more than, I'll use my name here. Hi, is this Jeff Altman? Yes. I'm so-and-so from whatever the name of the company is. Do you have a few minutes? Sure, absolutely. Hey, thanks so much for making time to speak with me. I recall the position description that I saw advertised, but I want to get your take on the role. Would you tell me about the job as you see it and what I can do to help? And why this works so well is really highlighted in this article that I read. And that stems from the fact that from the time the position description was formulated and approved, or the time it was retrieved from someone's database and posted internally or shared on the web or shared with recruiters, it may have changed. And the emphasis of the job may not be quite in the same place as what you're reading or what you've heard. See, even with recruiters, and that's true of contingency and search firms, often what happens is from the time the search has been approved until the time you speak, it's changed in little ways. And those aren't always communicated to the recruiter. So you want to get that information at the beginning of the interview so you can talk about what you've done that matters to them and not just talk about what you've done. And as you can hear, those are two different things. What matters to them, it being the key here. See, that job description that you've read, it's a good foundation, but there's a guy I coached a week ago who's up for a senior role with a sports media firm. And he read the job description to me, and I said, there's something missing here. Ask my question, which he did. And the hiring manager laughed and said, yeah, I had to trim it because it had gotten too long. This is what's missing from it that I didn't include, that I picked up on in subtle ways, but there was nothing expressly said. Often these jobs change as they start talking to people. And as time passes, their thinking changes. Sometimes they're just fuzzy at the time that the job is approved, and they work with an old job description that kind of is close but isn't quite right, and they figure it out as they go along. That's human nature. If you were in their seat, your first focus would be, I'm trying to fill a job for such and such. I need someone with a few years of experience. Do we have a previous job description so I don't have to write this thing? Yeah, someone retrieves it, they work from that, and they adapt. Recognizing that, you must ask this question at the beginning of the interview. Again, hey, thanks so much for making time to speak with me. And by the way, if you're doing this in an in-person interview, as the two of you are being seated, you start the conversation. If you're receiving a phone call, like I said, after they've asked you, is this a good time to speak? Yes, you go right into it. Don't wait for them, and certainly don't ask the question if they've already started to ask you questions. So I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. Hope you found this helpful. If you're interested in my coaching you, reach out to me. My I'm going to suggest doing it through LinkedIn, so we connect there at linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. Mention that you saw this video. It just lets me know that I'm being helpful to someone. And once we're connected, send a message about coaching. I'd love to help you. I also want to say that JobSearchCoachingHQ.com is a very inexpensive alternative. It's approximately $49 a month, discounted if you purchase 6 months of time to something a little under $200. So very worthwhile. And it's another way that you can get curated information from me that you can watch, listen to, or read that's going to help you find work more quickly. Hope you have a great day. Take care.